Okay, so for number 3A, I'm going to do that one for you, and then you let me know if you can get C and E from there, okay? Because they kind of follow the same pattern. So in A, I'm going to use this. In A, the question is 1/4 comma y, and then it tells you what quadrant it's in, and that's going to be important for later, kind of to pick the positive or the negative. So it does say that these fall on the unit circle. So you're going to want to use x squared plus y squared equals 1, because that's the equation of a unit circle. Okay. And then once you have that, you're just going to sub in whatever information you're given. So in this one, you're given x. So let's put 1/4 in for x. It's still squared. Then you have y squared equals 1. Now just solve. Okay, solve for y. So first you have to square 1/4. So that means that 2 goes there and there. So 1 squared is still 1, but 4 squared is 16. So that's 1/16. Plus y squared equals 1. Again, get y by itself, so we got to subtract 1/16. So you'll have y squared equals, now this is subtracting fractions. You could probably do it on your calculator, but 1, like when you're subtracting fractions, you want to get so that they have a common denominator. So 1 is the exact same thing as saying 16 over 16, right? So if I say 16 over 16 minus 1 over 16, okay, then I would get, moving on, y squared equals 15 over 16. Okay, and then last but not least, to get y by itself, you got to square root. Okay, so square root that whole thing. So you're going to get y equals, now when you square root that whole thing, you apply it to the top and the bottom. Okay, and remember, sorry, that's a 16. Remember when you square roots, it's always plus or minus. Okay, so plus or minus, that's very messy. You know what I mean though. Okay, plus or minus. All right, and then you can simplify that. The square root of 15, you can't, there is no, that's not a perfect square, so you just have to leave it as root 15. But you do know that the square root of 16 is 4. Okay, and I should still have my plus or minus signs. Okay, now in the back of the book, they only pick 1, and that is because you have to look at what quadrant you're in. So in this one, I'm in quadrant 1. So if I were to draw that out, there's a quadrant 1 angle. Y is positive, or sorry, X is positive, right? So let's say that's 1/4. And then it's looking, you need to find the Y value. And in quadrant 1, Y is positive, right? You're dealing with that upper portion of the Y axis. So you're not going to pick the negative one, you're going to pick the positive. Okay, so your answer is y equals root 15 over 4. Okay, so I guess depending on what quadrant you're in, that's how you're going to have to determine if it's positive or negative. Okay, so let me know if that helps, and then try and do C and E like that. And yeah, let me know if you need more help, okay?